Halftime, time to throttle these images. You see this? And this? And this? Give the engineers who made all of them possible a raise. It's true. The Boeing Dream Team, behind what's become a more like nightmare liner, want to hike and pay for a job well done. Forget the fuel leaks and the faulty wires. Forget the buckling wings and the costly delays. A bonus for designing a plane that is yet to pan out. And maybe just me here, but shouldn't we wait to see if they can fix this mess up? Airlines have already ordered more than 850 of these monstrous aircraft, or close to it. But might it be wise for Boeing to first disavow customers of this silly notion these Dreamliners are more like monsters? Let's have it out with townhall.com news editor Katie Pavlich. Katie.
Neil.
Well, you know,
so we're talking here about...
They want a raise. They want a raise for this.
They do. They want a raise. The union is behind them in the raise. But here's the deal. Boeing is actually offering them a raise, and the union has come back and said that's not good enough. Union doesn't like the 5% and 4% annual pay raises that they've been offering the engineers. Union doesn't like that engineers are going to have to pay more for their health insurance, even though there's other reasons why their health insurance costs are going up. And the union doesn't like that they're going to have to go into a 401k program rather than a pension program, because why? Boeing wants a long-term plan that can be sustainable for the company, not a short-term one that's beneficial only to their workers.
But you know, a lot of these guys are engineers. They're not idiots. They're very smart people. I know friends of mine who are engineers, and they're like scary smart. I spent a high school career copying off of them, for example, so they're actually very good. But here's the thing. They're kind of emotionally clueless, that if I'm part of a company that's had nothing but embarrassment after embarrassment, calling into question, if this really blows up into something bad, the survival of the company itself, the last thing I'm going to be doing is demanding a raise. The last thing I'm going to be doing is demanding extra benefits. I'm going to kind of keep my head low, you know?
Yeah. Well, I know how you feel about the engineering thing, because my brother's an engineer, so I always felt like the inferior child in the family. But that being said, they are asking for a raise because this isn't about the company. This is about the union. And the union
But they're going to be
really
worried for the company, aren't they? I mean, they're going to be worried about, look, I'm only as good as my company is strong.
I think that's how it used to be, but in this day and age of the entitlement culture, you know, everyone gets a trophy for trying rather than actually producing a plane that doesn't have fuel leaks and a broken windshield. You know, a nightmare liner instead of a Dreamliner, like you said. It's a culture of entitlement, and the union is keeping in mind what they want for the union, not for the company. But here's the deal. This is why Boeing moved their plant to South Carolina, because they didn't want to deal with the long-term costs that these strikes that they're threatening now would cost the company. And thing that I don't understand is, you're right, engineers are smart. And it seems like they don't understand this concept of, if you strike, it only hurts the company further and limits the ability for them financially to give you what you really want.
You know, I don't want to make the leap here that disgruntled workers are worrisome workers, but I tend to always avoid carriers, for example. I've done this since I was a young guy, where the pilots are, or the machinists are on strike. Because I always think if they're on strike, they're pissed. They're not going to tighten that bolt enough, or the pilot's just going to get in the cockpit and be drunk. I'm exaggerating, but to make a point that a happy workforce isn't a destructive workforce, right now I'm seeing an airplane maker whose workforce might not be happy campers.
Right.
That tends to worry me.
Well, and now you're seeing all of these Dreamliners turn into nightmare liners. So who knows? Maybe they aren't tightening those bolts. No, I'm just kidding. No, the bottom line is, look, like you said, the plane is new. Yes, they get, you know, stars and stickers for developing the plane, designing the plane. That's great. But if the plane doesn't work, you're not getting a raise. And the fact is that Boeing has offered a raise. They've offered these engineers a pay raise. They've offered them help with their health insurance. Boeing is in business to turn a profit. They're not in business to provide jobs. They're not in business to provide health care. They're in business for the long haul, and that's what the union needs to understand. Strike's not going to help them get what they want.
Yeah, you just got to be aware of the noise around you, the world around you. Pounce when the wind's at your back, not at your face.
Yes.
Katie, thank you. Always good seeing you.
Thank you, Neil. You too.